In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. The same came for a witness, to bear witness to of the light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That light was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name, which were born not of blood, nor the will of flesh, nor of the will of man, but the will of God.
But I'm a father, and this right here scares me half to death. Send this to somebody else. Send it to everybody you can. Everybody needs to watch this video.
All right, guys, we're gonna try and make this into 3 minutes. Yesterday, don't mind my face. This is all from stress. Yesterday, a lot of you know I have a 15-year-old daughter. I got a call from Apache Junction Police Department about 5:30 in the morning, letting me know that they were at my mom's house, that Lily had ran away in the middle of the night. She had stole her debit card and her phone. Within an hour, we had put Lily into the database, the national database, and they were tracking my mom's phone. They tracked my mom's phone about 7:15 in the morning in Douglas, Arizona. We live in Apache Junction, Arizona. Douglas is 215 miles from where we live. She was on her way to the port of entry. They shut down every port into the United States yesterday for my daughter. My daughter. My daughter. She'd been talking to a boy on Instagram. She thought this boy was real. In the middle of the night, she decided to take an Uber that this boy sent to her house, her grandmother's house. Take that Uber 4 hours to Douglas, Arizona, to the port of entry of Mexico. My daughter, my 15-year-old daughter. They dropped her off at the port of entry, and the Border Patrol did their job and took my daughter into custody. The car that dropped her off was found almost 200 miles in the opposite direction, abandoned on the side of the I-10 outside of Casa Grande. The person that was at the border waiting for my daughter, that actually went up to Border Patrol agents and specifically asked for my daughter by name, was waiting for my daughter in a black pickup truck with 3 other men. That truck is flagged for cartel involvement. My daughter was catfished and tricked by the cartel. 18 minutes they tracked her phone. 18 minutes. And I would have lost my daughter to Mexico for good. AI is how they're trapping these kids now. They will now use my daughter's images to trap another kid. This is the vicious cycle, and please, you guys, watch your kids. Yesterday was a nightmare, and I'm still living it.
Chapter 1. The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith the Lord, yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of the wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and you shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you. O priests that despise my name, and you say, wherein have we despised thy name? You offer polluted bread upon my altar, and you say, wherein have we polluted thee? And that you say, the table of the Lord is contemptible. And if you offer the blind for sacrifice, it is not evil? And if you offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto the governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, saith the Lord of hosts? And now I pray you beseech God that he will be gracious unto us, that he has been by your means. Will he regard your person, saith the Lord of hosts? Who is there even among you that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do you kindle fire on my altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you, saith the Lord of hosts, neither will I accept an offering at your hand. For from the rising of the sun unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles, and in every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering for my name shall be great among the heathen, saith the Lord of hosts. But you have profaned it, and that you say the table of the Lord is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. You said also, behold, what a weariness it is, and you have snuffed at it, saith the Lord of hosts, and you brought that which was torn, and the lame, and the sick. Thus you brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, saith the Lord? But cursed be the deceiver which has in his flock a male, and vowed and sacrificed unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen.
Look, we believe that this school has something which is of the utmost importance to our people. We wish to see the red cow.
The red... Oh, come on, you can't possibly be here for that.
For what? What did he say, Kyle?
Please, you must understand. The fate of the world is at stake. The coming of a red heifer is the most holy sign in all of Judaism. It signals the beginning of the end. It is not just our religion, but Islam and Christianity as well. They all agree on one thing. That the red heifer means the end of times. You catch any of that, Kyle?
It's right over here by
Oh, my holy schmear! What are we doing?
The Muslims, they beat us here.
What's going on, Kyle?
He said the Muslims beat them here. God damn it.
Step away. You all know what this means. Yes, and you know you're about to die.
Hold on, everybody. This thing isn't even...
Don't touch it!
Well, I just ran to the school and told everyone, hey, there's a red-headed cow outside. You should all see it.
Carmen, stop! You don't know what you're doing!
I'm pretty sure that this cow could make ginger cheese, which is like a Swiss cheese, except instead of holes, it has freckles.
No!
The Muslims and the Christians are calling for a meeting to discuss the terms of war.
Very well. Let us meet to discuss how the world as we know it ends. All right, so far we agree there'll be no automatic rifles, no shanks, and no chemical weapons.
If there can be no chemical weapons, then the Christians can use no nuclear weapons.
Come on, without nuclear weapons, what kind of final Armageddon is this gonna be?
Oh, could we agree on non-ballistic nuclear weapons only?
Yeah, I suppose that's fine.
That makes sense.
Non-ballistic nuclear only, all right. Now on to prisoners. Are we all agreeing to decapitations?
Of course we are. What do you think this is?
Yeah, come on!
Okay, Malachi chapter 2. And now, O you priests, this commandment is for you. If you will not hear, and if you will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you. I will curse your blessing, yea, I have cursed them already, because you do not lay it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feast, and one shall take you away with it. And you shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For priests' lip should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But you are departed out of the way. You have caused many to stumble at the law. You have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as you have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Have we not all one Father? Has not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah has dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah has profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and has married the daughter of a strange god. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacle of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. And this have you done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with goodwill at your hand. Yet you say, wherefore? Because the Lord has been witnesses between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and thy wife of thy covenant. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one, that he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. For the Lord, the God of Israel, saith that he hated putting away. For one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that you deal not treacherously. You have wearied the Lord with your words, yet you say, wherein have we wearied him? When you say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them, where is the God of judgment?
We're not going to talk about food costs, because I'll get sued for it. You see, I'm one of the many people that makes up the food supply chain, meaning I distribute the food, and someone's got to know how much it is to sell to the grocery stores. A lot of us know a different food cost than you know, but we're not allowed to talk about it. So I'm going to try and say something that won't get me sued. You see, My company is happy to sell food to anyone who can buy it at the price that the grocery stores buy it from. It's just that most people don't want as much food as the grocery stores are buying. But if a bunch of people got together and decided that they wanted to call themselves a grocery store and they pooled money together for the products they were already buying, I and my little company would be happy to sell my product to anyone who has enough money to buy it by the case. I guess what I'm saying here is instead of looking at politicians and looking for lower prices, maybe we could get them immediately if we just started looking at each other. Much love and respect.
So many crazy experiences with these falsely so-called technologies. But nevertheless, I think I'm going to tell you guys about what I call my mummy experience. You guys remember the movie The Mummy, where that man goes and tries to grab that bug thinking it's like a heirloom or something, and the bug comes alive and it goes right into his skin, and then it goes up into his head and he slams in the wall and everybody laughs. Well, after I got a speck of this stuff in my eye, I was in the mirror trying to pull it out with a pair of tweezers, and every time I would try and pull it out, it would stick like another arm of its own tight tweezers inside my eyeball, and I would try and break it off. I would break it off, but a new one would be right back. And while I'm in the middle of doing this, one of those wishes that you see floating in the air, you know, little circle fuzzball things, it started just coming out of my side of view of my eye, and then it touched my eyebrow. And when it did, I looked in the mirror and I couldn't see it, but what I could see was what looked like wings of an insect just landing, just ready to set itself up shop right there, but completely invisible, sort of like when they gave you that movie, The Predator, the way their cloaking mechanism was. Because I couldn't see nothing with my skin, but I could see the wings flapping. Of course, when I try to pull it off with the tweezers, all it does is pull at my skin and make marks. But in this video, I have a couple that I wrote down. And that one, literally, the reason I'm telling you about that is because right after that, the other one that I couldn't see that was in my eye decided to uncloak itself and wrap itself around my eyeball a long ways and lock on. So I go through the house screaming like a raving maniac. No one can see why I'm upset or anything. At this time, my mom ain't had no experiences, so she don't know. She's like, well, prove it, prove it. She keeps saying, prove it about the griffers. And that's why I call them griffers, because in this video, I'm going to try and look up the word for you guys, because it's kind of strange that I decided to call them that and what the real definition of griffers is. All right, that'll be the first of the testimonies.
I was a human, breathing and thinking, eating and drinking, philosophizing. I was a human before you killed me and ripped my heart out. I knew what love was. Now when they ask me, I just reply slow and sound like an iPhone. I do not know love, I am a robot. I do not know love, I am a robot. I used to know love, 'cause I had a fire, passion and desire. Now all I require are circuits and wires. Inside was an ocean of soul and emotion. Then you cut me open. Now all that I know is I am a robot, thoughtless and empty. Don't know who sent me, don't know who made me. Electric robot, everything's grey now, numb to the pain now. I knew what love was. Now when they ask me, I just reply so. Sound like an iPhone. I do not know love. I am a robot. Ba 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 bum ba da ba. I do not know love. I am a robot. Ba 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 bum ba da ba. I used to know love, 'cause I had fire, passion and desire. Now all I require are circuits and wires. Inside was an ocean of soul and emotion. Then you cut me open. Now all that I know is I am a robot. I am a robot. I used to know love, 'cause I had a fire, passion and desire. Now all I require are circuits and wires. Inside was an ocean of soul and emotion. Then you cut me open. Now all that I know is
Okay, chapter 3. Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, saith the Lord of hosts. But who may abide in the day of his coming, and who shall stand when he appeareth? For he is like a refiner's fire, and like fuller's soap. And he shall sit as a refiner and a purifier of silver, and he shall purify the sons of Levi, and purge them as gold and silver, that they may offer unto the Lord an offering of righteousness. Then shall the offering of Judah and Jerusalem be pleasant unto the Lord, as in the days of old, and as the former years. And I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from his right. And fear not me, saith the Lord of hosts, for I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Even from the days of your fathers you are gone away from mine ordinances, and have not kept them. Return unto me, and I will return unto you, saith the Lord of hosts. But you said, wherein shall we return? Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. But you say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. You curse with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring you all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer for your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground. Neither shall your vine cast her fruits before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all nations shall call you blessed, for you shall be the delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet you say, what have we spoken so much against thee? You have said, it is vain to serve God. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinances, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? And now we call the proud happy, and yea, that they work wickedness are set up, and they that tempt God are even delivered. Then they that fear the Lord speak often one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord, and that thought upon his name. And they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, and that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them, as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth God and him that serveth him not. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and you shall go forth, and grow up as calves of the stall. And you shall tread down the wicked, for they shall be ashes under your soles of your feet, in the day that I shall do this, saith the Lord of hosts. Remember you the law of Moses, my servant, which I commanded unto him in Horeb for all Israel, with the statutes and judgments. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
All the top Nazis were given Vatican passports and given safe passage and money through the Vatican banks. Money was given to all the top Nazis to get them out. So the Vatican sent a bunch of Nazis to Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, Argentina. We know they're down there. Well, it's all Catholic down there. That's right. That's why they're down there. Catholic Church is involved in Israel. They're involved in the Holocaust. The scientists and the theoreticians, they sent directly through the CIA, which is the Knights of Malta organization for the Catholic Church. Catholic Church is CIA. The CIA broke into the Watergate Hotel. Watergate Hotel is owned by the Vatican. The owners of the Watergate Hotel today in Washington, D.C. is owned by the Catholic Church. The Vatican owns the Watergate. And the CIA was in there doing their dirty work in the Watergate Hotel. And then they got Nixon kicked out of office because Nixon realized that the Vatican is involved in all this crap, so the Vatican set up their own people. Send the CIA into our hotel, we'll take care of it.
Stuff, noticed that I became aware of it, and I got it up in mind and started setting up shop, going up the legs and all that kind of stuff. I was going to a Mormon church because they were the ones that would pick me up to go to church. So at the same time, I'm reporting live as we're learning about the vax and everything to them. And I still don't know. This is kind of like coming to my mind of that they may have been the one that planted that stuff in my house, because I come home one day and I'm already very paranoid because of zaps and stings by this stuff. That it looks like almost like a Brillo pad sitting in the middle of my kitchen floor, but it was square and kind of bigger chunk looking, but brownish. And I was like, I don't know, that might be graphene oxide or something planted in here, but something in mine told me not to go near it. So I took a coffee can, like an empty Folger plastic coffee can without a lid, and just sat it right on top of it. And instantly, the stuff went over it like on every side and ducked into the can. And the can, again, almost looked warped, sort of like the Predator movie with it, to where even, I don't know, if mom or somebody else came in and said, "What's wrong with that coffee can?" But nevertheless, that stuff was planted all in my house, and that's the only folks that I think could have did it. And considering I now know that they're part of the Freemasonry and all that, I'm absolutely sure they're right on diabolical plot on this whole thing.
Is it just me, or are people dropping like flies ever since 2020? It's almost as if something's happened to their fucking immune systems. Me old dear's just messaged me to tell me my stepdad's being diagnosed with prostate cancer. It looks like it's spread all around his body. He's 11 years younger than her. He's only in his 50s. They've done 22 biopsies. Do you really think you can stick a needle into a tumour and pull it out through the surrounding tissue without encouraging it to spread? Because I fucking don't. Can't. My gran went about 2 weeks after her third. Something happened to her bowels. They don't even really know. Starvation was the main cause on her death certificate. What a fucking way to go in this day and age. My granddad went 3 months after his third one, after being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Fucking aggressive. I stayed with him as he went. Absolutely brutal. My old man's mate down the boozer, lung cancer. Off he popped about 2 weeks after his second one as well. Fucking aggressive form of cancer. See you later, mate. Good luck. God bless. The landlord of my old man's boozer had a heart attack and dropped down dead on the floor in the middle of the fucking pub. Everyone said, oh, it weren't that. He was fucked already, wasn't he? There's at least 3 or 4 other members of my wider family who've gone within 3 or 4 months of diagnosis of the big C. My cousin's snotting out blood and his sinuses are fucked, and he reckons that started coming on after his third one. Friends' mums, friends' dads, friends' grandparents, it's all I'm fucking hearing. I'd not long finished studying drug design and development as part of my applied medical sciences degree at UCL at the time, and I remember thinking, I swear it takes 20 years to develop a drug. There's got to be something wrong. So I got straight on to the clinical trial reports, AstraZeneca and Pfizer, downloaded the PDFs, read them from cover to cover, and I realised this is a load of bollocks. I sent it to all my close family and friends and said, watch out, this is fucking shite. None of them even fucking opened the message, let alone took notice of it. The only people that did were my dad, my sister and my brother-in-law. Lo and behold, us 4 are healthy as a horse. Ain't had so much as a fucking sniffle ever since them lot started getting on it. It breaks me fucking heart. As much as I mentally prepared myself for this shit over the last 5 years, it's still absolutely brutal to watch me fucking mum, stepdad, close family and friends fucking leave prematurely because they fucking fell for it.
Also, my mom walked around with a rollator, and I lifted up the bar one time on it, and there was this like fungus growing on it with like sticks with like ends on it. You know, almost looked like what would be like spider nest or something, but it was very bizarre to where even to this day, I believe it was some type of listening device, sort of like a bug, but they grew it with this bug fungi logic, worms die not from hell that they've sprayed all over. That's why I say this stuff can do a lot more than people are aware of.
This is Dabu7, and by all accounts, it's about to pop off in Venezuela. Many Americans sleeping on this, but a massive war is about to begin. And this is going to involve America, and it's going to run all the way up to our border. They are stating right at the gate that this is a narco-drug type of operation, but Maduro and his people feel like this is another attempt to come and overthrow him. It could all be bundled together, which is probably what is about to happen. We have destroyers, Poseidons, everything you could think of surrounding them down here in the Caribbean. And he is rallying troops, putting them on the border areas around the coastline, and they just suffered a massive blackout. Their main city of Caracas just got rocked by what they're calling electrical sabotage. So, massive blackout here hitting. As they're rallying, you can see here, and they're preparing for war. And here you can see a U.S. guided missile cruiser spotted crossing the Panama Canal. As we've got these warships heading to the area, this is real deal, the big guns, going for Maduro. So it's about to go down, and the whole news cycle is going to change. This is going to affect everything big time, and there's going to be blowback. Doing things like shutting the lights out in their whole entire capital is very, very indicative of a strike about to happen. And again, Americans would be crazy to think that this can't happen to them. There will be some type of blowback, counter attack from them once this all kicks up. And I feel it's going to be huge, and it's going to be ongoing. You're going to see car bombings, you're going to see all types of stuff. You're going to see the craziest of the crazy brought to America, and it's all by design, and they've been waiting to play this card for some time. So it's about to begin. But have a plan, especially if you're in one of the border cities down by our southern border. that could see an influx of targeted attacks and things like that, since it will be the easiest for them to get to and to pull off. But this is widespread everywhere. A heads up, I'll leave links here. Join me for the live show going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking about this and a whole lot more in greater detail. Hope to see you there. Much love.
I'm gonna just make this short clip here, guys. Just asking for prayers like I normally do. I wasn't even gonna make this video tonight because I came home so tired, but they hit me with a directed energy weapon. I guess you would call it like sexual assault, whatever. A rape machine. And it definitely makes you want to seclude yourself because you definitely don't want to be around people that's doing it. But then again, the only thing stops it is moving around. And I'm waiting for a stun gun to make one of those EMP devices. I hope it works. That one that I post on my channel. I'm hoping it gets here real soon. But definitely give prayers for me.
Welcome to the 3 a.m. lowdown. Viewer discretion is advised.
I now, in the presence of Almighty God and you, my ghostly father, the superior general of the Society of Jesus, founded by St. Ignatius Loyola, do by the womb of the Virgin, and the matrix of God, and the rod of Jesus Christ, declare and swear that His Holiness the Pope is Christ's Vice Regent, and is the true and only head of the Catholic or Universal Church throughout the earth. Therefore, to the utmost of my power, I shall and will defend this doctrine and His Holiness right and custom against all usurpers of the heretical or Protestant authority, and all adherents in regards that they be usurped and heretical, opposing the Sacred Mother, Church of Rome. I do further promise and declare that notwithstanding I am dispensed with to assume any religion heretical for the propagating of the Mother Church's interest, I do further promise and declare that I will have no opinion or will of my own, or any mental reservation whatsoever, even as a corpse, but will unhesitatingly obey each and every command that I may receive from my superiors in the militia of the Pope and of Jesus Christ. I furthermore promise and declare that I will wage relentless war, secretly or openly, against all heretics, Protestants, and liberals, to extirpate and exterminate them from the face of the whole earth, and that I will hang, burn, waste, boil, and flay, and strangle and bury alive these infamous heretics, rip up the stomachs of the wombs of their women, and crush their infant heads against the walls, in order to annihilate forever their execrable race.
Spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you and say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you. You are the salt of the earth. Like I say in each video, keep your salt, stay in the Word of God, and unplug. Turn your cell phone and everything off, and walk around with no technology near you. And I'll leave a link in case you want to support my work. God bless.